We had just had BlizzCon this week. I believe it was on the 4th and the 5th, so it was 2 days. And they talked quite a bit about what was coming out in the future. And one of the things that they talked about was the new World of Warcraft expansion, which is the War Within. They talked about the next 3 expansions. So they're all going to be what they call the World Soul Saga. But been a little bit of backlash on one of the things that they're doing with the new expansion, which is that you can pay for early access expansion. I believe it's not even that long, maybe only about 3 days or so. But if you want to pay $90, you can have early access to this expansion, and it's dividing fans. And the reason for that is a lot of people are saying, again, this is predatory behavior. You're just trying to squeeze a little bit of extra money out of your people that are really big, your cash cows, your whales, or whatever. But part of the reason too is some people feel that because World of Warcraft is an MMO, and part of an MMO is having that community, giving certain players access to the expansion early is going to cause problems with just the way people play, groups and guilds and stuff like that. If I hop on and it's day 1 for me, but it's day 4 for you, you might be a much higher level than I am. You might be doing new content that I don't have access to yet. And they were saying that it could really divide guilds and divide groups on almost a class system where you the haves and the have nots. I don't know if that's that big of an issue, but apparently a lot of people do feel very strongly about this. And yeah, they are divided as to whether this should be something done in the future, is giving people early access if they're willing to pay a little bit more.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you're an FF14 player. If you pre-order the next extension, don't you have a week pre-access before the official release?
You do, but then that's what people are saying is one of the differences between Final Fantasy 14 and WoW is that in Final Fantasy 14 it's just for pre-ordering. So basically anybody
Yeah.
who pre-orders the game, it's an odd thing because the only way you can get access to the content is to pay for it. And as soon as you pay for it, you can start up to a week early. So everybody who pre-orders it gets it a week early. If you bought it
Hmm?
3 days before it releases, you can access it because you're effectively pre-ordering it. So in a way, you have early access, but anybody who buys it is going to have it because everybody has equal access to it. It's not really an issue. Whereas here, it's if you pre-order the game but you pay this price, you don't have early access. Whereas if you pay extra, then you do have early access, and that's where people are getting the kind of this feeling from is that if you pay more, you get earlier access. Whereas in Final Fantasy 14, it doesn't matter how much you pay because everybody who pre-orders it, even if you get just the base game, would have that access. Yeah, I don't even know why they would call it early access at that point because it really is. If you pay for it, you get access to it. So the only way you wouldn't be able to play that early would be as if you bought it on the day it released. But if you bought it a week after release, you can't access it until you've bought it anyway. So it's a weird. I guess it's a marketing thing, but yeah, so people feel it's different.
Unless there's a set amount of pre-order version,
No, I
but I
don't
don't
think
think there
so.
is. It's unlimited, yeah. No, but still, you play FF14, you pre-order, you have your week of pre-access for free. You play WoW, you have to pay extra, and then your friend, well, less fortunate than you, can play and they'll have to wait through. No, yeah, you're right. It's
And you have to
again,
pay the $90 version. I'm not sure how much the base version would cost, so I don't know how much extra it is for that access.
but we are still on the line as I was talking before with Diablo. That's Blizzard, right?
Yep.
As soon as you can make money, they will.
Yeah, if
It's,
the that's the thing is if the expansion is the $70 price of a regular game, that's $20. You have to pay $20 to get this early access. Whereas with say Final Fantasy 14, it's $0 to get that early access.